Possessives in Portuguese describe who or what something belongs to. In English, possessive adjectives come before or after a noun, while pronouns replace a noun. Portuguese uses the same words, but the difference depends on whether a noun follows. In this lesson, we'll see all types of possessives in the language, including dialectal differences between European and Brazilian Portuguese. Unlike English, Portuguese possessives change according to the possessed thing, not the owner, which means that the word endings must agree with the noun. In this chart, we can see the possessives and how they must agree in gender and number. Meu, minha, meus, minhas. Teu, tua, teus, tuas. Seu, sua, seus, suas. Nosso, nossa, nossos, nossas. Vosso, vossa, vossos, vossas. By looking at this chart, we can notice multiple nuances. The pronoun seu is ambiguous, referring to your, his, her, and their, depending on context. A phrase like seu carro can mean your car, his car, her car, or their car, and to specify the subject, Portuguese speakers rely on context. Instead of using possessives, Portuguese often says de mim, de ti, dele, dela, de nós, deles. In this way, the person is specified. Instead of saying seu carro, we can say o carro dele, his car, o carro dela, her car, o carro deles, their car, o carro delas, their car. This formation is very common in Brazilian Portuguese. However, what's uncommon in European Portuguese is the word vosso, meaning your, as in yours or your plural. This corresponds to your when addressing more than one person with vos, or in some formal contexts. While the word is uncommon in Portugal, it's rare in Brazil, and it may appear in older literature. To replace this word, modern speakers often use seu. In any case, all possessives must agree in gender and number with the noun. Short sentences like meu livro, minha casa, meus amigos, minhas chaves all change because of the gender and number of the noun. Still, these phrases follow the pattern of a possessive plus a noun, which is frequent in Brazil, but not in Portugal. Because we're covering the main Portuguese dialects, it's good to know how possessives are actually formed. In Portugal, the pattern almost always uses a definite article plus a possessive plus a noun, while in Brazil, the pattern is more flexible. O meu carro, os meus amigos, meu carro, o meu carro. In such formations, the position of the words matters, because possessives usually come before a noun, but sometimes they can come after for emphasis, like saying, amigo meu. In this case, the phrase literally means a friend of mine, so this construction is extremely common. Other examples are primo meu, a cousin of mine. When we analyze possessives that come after nouns, this is where we understand the formation of possessive pronouns. These words entirely replace the noun, and in English, they are mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs. Portuguese, on the other hand, uses the same words, like saying este livro é meu, This book is mine. Aquela mochila é tua. That backpack is yours. A casa é nossa. The house is ours. Here, it's important to note that possessive pronouns usually keep the article to emphasize the word that's replacing the noun. An example is qual livro? Which book? O meu. Mine. The last thing to know is the formality of certain possessives, like tu and você. In Brazil, você is more dominant, so the word seu often means your, formally and informally. However, tu is much more common within informal conversations in Portugal, so teu is more frequent. In conclusion, this is how possessives fully work in Portuguese, and by looking at this reference table, we can recognize the words and understand how to choose the right form. When you want to use the words, always ask who the owner is, what noun is being possessed, match the possessive to the noun, and if there is no noun, use the same form that would agree with its form.